Welcome everyone. We've got our round 3 matchup for you here. It's going to be Afin, Shou and Ryze versus Savage Sim and Eb0ny Scarface. Looks like I can barely get into game sound, but we can clearly hear them. So if I turn it up for game sound, they will definitely overshadow me. Quick Armoros is going to be a real pain in the butt for Ryze and Afin. And he manages to not drop the bridge on himself. That was admirable. Looks like they are trying to lay down an environmental by placing it in the middle of the bridge and then breaking the access ways. Ryze has laid it down. Reduce entropy. We'll have to see what Savage and Eb0ny are able to do in response. So they have successfully gotten down the enviro. They didn't lose that much health. Good Psycho Knife goes down. He's going to eat a lightning sword, but he's only going to be able to do that once. Dragon Slayer. Swift Flow doesn't connect. That was a nice little combo, though. The Dragon Slayer into Swift Flow, if it had been timed a little better, would be a dirty little trick. Savage Sim looks like he is struggling with aura as well as with the environmental.
Afin doesn't seem to be able to do anything.
Tiger Strength and Psycho Knife picked up. Not going to be able to use that Pursuit in his hand, even though he's got the aura for it. Not sure why it's in the deck.
So many reduced entrophies. I'm keeping one on deck in case, but I have to rewrite the other.
I definitely have mine too.
Sweet. You have your levitate?
Not yet.
Okay.
Savages no one force doesn't think.
See, looks like right now they aren't really looking for the popping. They're just looking to get some damage down with that Psycho Knife. But we've got a Power Shell on Savage, so he's going to be able to block effectively for a while. Dark Hole
Flash hole
as well. He actually has a pretty effective shield set to fight against what they're doing now that he's recovered and gotten some aura.
I can't. Dark hole.
Oh, he took your stone shot.
Yep.
Oh, well, he's not
Yeah, Stone Shot was erased as well, it sounds like, from Ryze. And they are unable to get through that Power Shell right now.
I gotcha.
Eb0ny's down to 7 capsules. Has a reincarnation now. That might have been Savage that shot that, actually.
What's that?
Knife Grind could get through that Power Shell, at least.
Shield?
Looks like double reincarnation now for Savage and Eb0ny.
Got it.
Be tough. We gotta break those shields if we ever want to get through.
Should have led with the Knife Grind, I think.
I'm gonna try and erase a rein.
Needs to reapply the Tiger Strength. He actually lands the Knife Grind, but he's not able to break the shield, and he's only got one more chance with it. He's kind of wasting it, and he's taking a lot of reincarnation damage while he's at it.
I got the one. I couldn't get the other.
Oh, Savage lucks out and doesn't get his shield broken.
Yeah.
Ryze is going to go ahead and execute his teammate. Good call.
I got splashed down. I just need him to pop his shield up, which shouldn't be too hard.
His -2 speed's really working against him. They both got hit by that Armoro so quick. Sometimes it's worth it to wait if you know that you have the hang ready to go, or rather it's not a hang, it's been placed in an unretrievable place for those who want to nitpick. Sometimes it's worth waiting to use your stats until you know that you can prevent them from armorosing with the reduced entropy if that's the environmental you're using. A good Psycho Knife finally connects onto Eb0ny. Afin is just taking reincarnations casually, though. Ryze with a little bit better job defending. Hasn't taken as much damage this game.
I had splashed down.
Managed to block both of them there. It was a good block by Afin.
Get to Eb0ny.
Needs to be a little bit more attentive to his blocking. Ryze is going to take another one. Misses the splashdown. The target for the splashdown should be Savage, because that's the one whose shield you need to break. I don't think Eb0ny has anything he can really block with.
You're almost down. Yeah.
Afin, even though he has a shell defense, is just taking a lot of reincarnations in the back. When he's not looking, he doesn't time it well. As we see him immediately die, as I say that, to a reincarnation in the back. And there's an Ice Sword. Not looking good. Ryze frozen. One more reincarnation, and he's dead, and he is in the open, too. Reincarnation's thrown, and that's going to be it. Savage and Eb0ny take away game 1.
That's smart. That's smart.
Do my friendship.
Let's see how far I need to skip ahead to get us to game 2, which looks like it will be going down on sign.
One friendship.
Afin starts with a friendship in hand and a vacuum slash. Curious to see what he's working towards.
Give me up.
He had an open shot for the friendship, but he's coming over here to make sure he's got a good clean shot. Just wants to be extra sure. It looks like Ryze has already used a heat as well. Another quick Armoros is just brutal. And then a Turbulence takes away his own heat.
I have another friendship, so I'll be able to fix that a little bit.
Savage and Eb0ny really lucking out on having that early Armoros both games now.
Fucking armors.
Hard stats, not a good call right now against Savage and Eb0ny. Quickly reverse them.
I don't think so.
Violent Change goes down, only gets one of Afin's capsules. I didn't see quite how many of his partner he got.
I gotta get damage down or I'm fucked.
Savage has no TC defense on him. Just has half harassing.
That Psycho Knife is not likely to get through those 3 shields, and it doesn't. So that is a rough spot right now. -2 damage for Ryze. No attacks for Afin against this attrition right now. They're already been Armoros. If he throws that friendship, he'll get him closer to being able to do damage, but it will make them a lot weaker late game. So he does go ahead and do it. But now he is caught open against a Reincarnation, shieldless. See, and now he found the Purify. If he'd waited, could have used the Purify. And as soon as he picks up a shield, he eats a Lightning Sword, does not block. Jumps off. Because. Throws out his shield early. Again, because. Managed to just barely dodge that Lightning Sword there. Needs to be able to launch off this Purify.
Watch out for him.
Yeah.
And Eb0ny is waiting with that Lightning Sword. As soon as he does anything, he's going to whack him with it. Ryze lost whatever attack he had. It looked like a blaster. Probably hit the flash hole of Savage there. And since he's at -1, he wasn't even able to break it. Managed to walk that Lightning Sword.
Fucking all I have is a ground laser. God, this is bad. At least they're not popping anymore.
Yeah.
And there goes another Lightning Sword. And he's lost his shield now. And he is in a terrible position. Shieldless.
Go down pretty soon.
Needs to hit the Purify still. Finally has an opening and he's still not using it. Could Purify the 1 off of Eb0ny and the -2 off his own partner. Loses the Arc of Fire, knowing that there's multiple flash holes there. Still not giving his partner the ability to even do damage. And he is faked out once again for the Lightning Sword and goes down. Afin's arsenal has basically been destroyed at this point. Not going to be a whole lot left. That Psycho Knife going to be quickly erased. Hasn't been able to utilize the Purify. He's lost 4 shields to a Lightning Sword. Ryze also quickly neutered as they never recovered from that early Armoros. Afin never taking advantage of the Purify in there. This game is about as over as it can be, deck building wise. It's just up to Savage and Eb0ny to slowly kill them off.
Yeah, should be right to the left.
Their arsenals have just been completely neutered by a couple of silver bullets and a Lightning Sword at this point.
Eb0ny has pop in hand.
Ryze actually used another heat to reverse his own stats instead of Afin using a Purify. This is one of the biggest mistakes they've made, is they're not able to get through any shields because they have no damage. The Armoros early hurt, yes. However, they didn't use their own heats and friendships and Purify effectively to get themselves back up to positive stats once again. And even now, Eb0ny is sitting at +1 damage while he's holding that Purify in hand. He didn't have an orb before. He has a yellow in hand. He's already dropped it. And they have yet to get rid of it.
Yeah, I'm probably
Ryze is now at +2, but they've popped out Afin using Violent Change. He's been popped out. That's it. Ryze is now in a 2v1. He's got 2 attacks, and they've still got multiple array shields. He's already dropped one of the attacks. Whatever attack he had in his hand, he dropped one of them.
Yeah.
He's down to 1 attack against multiple array shields now. He's also down to 2 capsules. He's got triple lasers versus Reincarnation in a short-range battle. This is not good.
He still gets a draw.
It looks like they went ahead and purified him
No.
much later on.
Oh, never mind. I see.
Return to nature, maybe.
Just saw that.
And they've just popped out his last capsules. Looks like Eb0ny moved in or Savage moved in with a diabolical trick. They popped out his last capsule.
Oh, and they're gonna hit me on top of it.
And there's the reincarnations. This is going to be a complete shutdown in game 2. Absolute total control by Eb0ny and Savage Sim here. Brutal efficiency.
Alright, so what about
Fucking ridiculous.
So game 3, we'll skip ahead, is likely to be on lane. Yes, it is. Just waiting to get far enough into the video for that to actually start.
It almost worked.
All right, here we are on the lane. Going to use that early speed up. They are risking the early stats once again, despite having been bitten by that beast more than once.
They're pretty spread apart.
Yeah, we're gonna go hit.
Looks like he's going back to his Psycho Burst roots. Has decided to finally switch it up away from the Quantum Amps. That's something I told him that I thought they needed to stop doing, was using Quantum Amps. Especially a good call against a team like Savage and Eb0ny, who rely on recall so much not to help them get there. But he's getting a pretty rough start, and there is the early Armoros again. Once again, bitten by the early Armoros. He actually drops the Psycho Burst for a Shield Breaker, which I'm assuming he's also going to drop the Shield Breaker for Aura once he gets the Aura. He needs those level amps to get up. That, or he needs to just stop making overloaded arsenals that require level amps to get up to the necessary Aura to use.
I'm gonna stay at Eb0ny's base here.
Now he's up to the 7. He can use Psycho Burst once he gets it. He has Remote Mine, which I see having a remote chance of success.
Yep, hit up Eb0ny if you can.
Laying the mine in the base. Now he's going to have to try and coordinate it that he doesn't blow up his own partner. At least it's
Fine.
not going to be tripped by him walking over it, but he's got to be in range where he can see what's going on in order for it to be effective. He's got a Psycho Burst on bench now. He does connect it. That is 7 damage down, but he's going to eat a reincarnation for his trouble. And he eats another reincarnation. He could have blocked it, but he didn't. A -2 speed, really making his day harder.
Savage has Fortress.
Yeah, or no, Eb0ny does.
Okay. Well, Savage probably does too.
Not sure what that move was. Just ate a reincarnation to...
Should I play the
I mean, you can't really fake out when you've got a 7-cost Psycho Burst.
I don't recommend it. They're running
So using it there doesn't do a whole lot.
quick. I need to fucking.
He wants to place the environmental up on the door, it looks like. Instead, he just decides to drop it. Fails to block the reincarnation again. He has taken a lot of free damage from that. He's going to lose the Psycho Burst. Eb0ny basically comes up and begs him
Fuck.
to attack into a fortress. And loses another shield to a lightning sword. Eraser. Not going to erase that. Rock shot quickly erased by a flash hole, but at least he broke it. Manages to get a hit with the remote mine, which I guess is a moral victory there.
Yeah, should have.
Snow Ryze looking to try and make the pickup now.
No.
Don't have an angle on him. There we are. We're able to see it. Looks like he attacked into a glacial wall, which is going to delay that pickup. He is shieldless versus the reincarnation.
Yeah.
And a lightning sword. Gets a little bit more damage. Once again, these arsenals have been basically torn apart by a lightning sword and an Armoros and a couple of shields.
I'm fucking.
Reincarnation hits again, as does the lightning sword. Snow Ryze not doing so hot on this pickup. Eb0ny took a little bit of damage, actually. It might have been Snow Ryze that hit him with a lightning sword, but there goes another as he ate a reincarnation and lift, and that's going to be it. Snow Ryze dying in a lonely corner, 2v1 after Afin gets torn apart by the lightning sword and defense-heavy Eb0ny and Savage, who have a very commanding victory, 3-0 over Afin, Shou, and Ryze in round 3.